Hello, coaches! Welcome back to another episode of Coach Better Spotlight. My name is Kim Cafino, and I'm here to help you coach better. After decades as a teacher and coach in international schools, I founded my company, Eduro Learning, to help you embrace your inner leader and make a bigger impact in your school setting as a teacher, a coach, or a leader. I work with clients around the world in our certificate programs and private mentoring packages. And today's episode highlights a whole team of coaches that I've been working with inside the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program. If you have a topic you'd like to hear us talk about or a guest you'd like to see on the podcast, please leave a comment below, join our Coach Better Facebook group, or find us on social media at Eduro Learning. Today, we have a fantastic panel episode featuring the Phoenixville Area School District instructional coaches that I've been working with for the last 2 years inside the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program. Ashley, Becca, Tracy, Kelly, and their district superintendent, Jess, and I talk about the evolution of their coaching program in this Spotlight episode. In the full-length episode, we dive deeper into their program, from the vision to building the team to the addition of more coaches, how the program has been refined over time, and where the future may take them. We also talk about the importance of investing in professional growth for coaches to ensure the success of your coaching program, and how working with me in The Coach has helped them grow professionally and directly impacted their work as coaches in their school. To listen to the full-length episode, subscribe to Coach Better wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel here to catch all of our latest episodes on YouTube. After the show, head over to coachbetter.tv to get all of our resources for instructional coaches. Do you want to tell us a little bit, either Ashley or Becca, a little bit about how those roles have evolved over time? Like how in between last year when there was just 2 coaches to now where there's 4, like how that's kind of grown in your department?
I can start off and then Becca, if you want to come in. So it was 2 years ago. So it was Natalie and I, there were 2 coaches. We were K-12 instructional coaches, and Natalie was moving into another position. So we needed to bring on another K-12 instructional coach. Natalie and I had spoken with Becca. I know that many people kind of got in Becca's ear to say kind of the same message Kelly and I got. You can make a larger impact. You are a phenomenal teacher. You're making a difference in your students' lives, but you have an opportunity to make a difference in more students' lives. So that, I think, encouraged her to go for it. But in that same year, we also were acquiring the 2 additional coaches. So this is actually their second year with us as a K-12 instructional technology coach and K-5 math coach. Becca, if you wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, we increased all those positions. And as Kelly and Ashley were talking, I feel I really need to give a big shout out to Jess, because she was one of those people tapping me on the shoulder going, you can make a bigger difference than what you're doing just inside of your classroom. And that kind of helped that push of, okay, maybe I need to step out and see what I can do on a larger scale. But as we grew in numbers, our program and our roles as a team I feel like it's always evolving. From where we started at this point last year to where we are now is just, it's a very different place, but it's a very positive new place where we have really gelled as a team, seeing where we all fit together and what strengths we have and how we can build off of each other. But then also really taking into account, as Ashley mentioned, with our needs assessments, taking into account what the teachers are saying. And while we have our ideas of let's do these themes and all of the great strategies and resources that we can find, really taking what we're hearing from teachers and from our administrators as we're working with them and using that to guide our work and be very intentional. We have changed so much from even just looking at how our newsletter that we put out to our staff has gone from putting as many clickable resources in there as possible to share with teachers in hopes that we can get them at least one resource to, okay, let's narrow it down and give them very targeted, here's a strategy, here's a resource, here's a spotlight for a podcast, to make it really more digestible for our teachers. And then even to our bite-sized PDs, looking at how we can structure them so that all of our teachers are able to access the great content that each of us are putting out, as there are 4 of us vying for that important time with everything that we want to share, but making sure it's not just, here's a really great idea that I did in my classroom, but what are our teachers really needing? And every day we're looking at what can we do better to support our teachers and really helping our students and having them grow as much as they can while they're here in our district with us.
I just want to add one thing to what you said, because it made me think of it, Becca. And that's that I think one of the really key ways that the roles have evolved over the last year in particular, since we've had 4 coaches, has been around the work that the coaching team has done with our full instructional admin team. And there is so much power in that work. And we're really, truly reaping the benefits of that, I think, now. But that's, I think there's been more points of contact, and not just individually, but as a whole instructional admin team. The role that our coaches are taking on in terms of providing professional learning opportunities to our administrators is amazing, and just so, so powerful in helping our district really decide what's most important to us and move all together in the same direction at the same time. That's something that I've really, really enjoyed watching evolve, especially over the last year.
And I want to piggyback off of you, Jess, because I just looked at my notes and realized one of the big things that we put into place for this year, and this was kind of Ashley's baby, and is working with new teachers. So all of our new teachers who come to our district are automatically partnered up with, this year it's Ashley and I, in a PLC that is helping to bring them into the district and start them off strong for the year. And it has been incredible having that extra layer of support in place for those new teachers, as per Ashley's really amazing idea for that.
Thank you. I also want to circle back, now that we've been circling back to building the team before these roles evolved, because we didn't talk about, Tracy and Kelly coming onto the team as well as Becca. And another important piece to, thinking about when you're building a team is the type of coach that was right for your teachers, right? Tracy had secondary experience, and we knew as a coaching team, K-12 instructional coaches, we had come from elementary classrooms, and we knew, even though we can support teachers up through secondary, we knew that having a secondary teacher who had really strong instructional strategies in her classroom with students and with using instructional technology, that was incredibly important. And I believe Tracy got the same kind of nudges from people about making a larger difference. And then the same to Kelly, like knowing our needs in math, knowing Kelly's expertise, her style, the way she would work with teachers, we knew that she was the right person to join the team as well. So I just think that's such a crucial thing when building a team, when you have the ability to know those factors.
And personality too. Each of these ladies has like a completely different personality. And, some things will appeal and feel more comfortable with some teachers over others. And I think having that that range of personality is really important. Although every one of our coaches really has an exceptional growth mindset, and that was a huge thing that we were hiring for sure.
Okay, so much in there. I need to highlight some of the things that came out from that. Really appreciate that you are being really intentional in the ways that you are sharing professional learning with teachers. I think especially now, it's so easy for people to get overwhelmed, and you're doing the hard work of filtering out the excess noise and pointing them exactly in the direction that you think is going to make the most impact or have the most leverage. And so that that concept of, I want to give you everything, it's matured into, I want to give you the right thing. And I think that's really important to consider. And then I also really appreciate, Jess, what you said about working with the admin team and making a commitment to professionally develop them too. I think for coaches, sometimes that can feel a little bit intimidating, like, oh, like I work with my school leaders too, they're like up there, but that has such a huge impact, just like you said, on moving in the same direction at the right time, and also helping them understand why coaching is so valuable and why they as administrators should continue to advocate to retain the role in their building. And then the piece about bringing the new teachers and getting them supported. And last but not least, like, how do you build the perfect team, complementing each other, really knowing the individuals? And I think what you all have demonstrated just even in that last little answering that question is how you all support each other and how your different strengths help make you as a whole really strong. I think that is, getting the right people on the bus, we said before the call started, that's so essential. And you've done an excellent job of that. So congratulations there. Hey there, coaches. As I'm editing this video, I realized that we're talking about exactly what makes the coach so special. It's the long-term, practical professional learning with the support through our mentorships that make the program unique. So I want to take just a few minutes to tell you about it. If you're not interested, the conversation continues in a few minutes, so feel free to skip ahead. Most professional learning happens in isolation, and then it's over. You're in a course, you attend a workshop, you read a book or do a book study, and then you go back to your school and try to implement what you've learned. The coach is different. You're committing to an entire academic year of professional learning because you know that learning doesn't happen overnight or over a weekend. You're getting the support of a mentor for the entire academic year because you know that learning doesn't happen in isolation. You're working with a global cohort of coaches because you know every school is unique and it helps to hear stories, experiences, successes, and challenges of others so you can make better informed decisions in your own setting. The coach is not your traditional sit and get PD. You're putting into action everything you learn as you learn with the support of our community throughout the process. There is no one size fits all here. Every aspect of the coach is customizable to you and your needs. Want to get a peek at what you'll learn? Check out our free sample week of the coach so you can see what learning with us is like. Get it at edurolearning.com/coach preview. All right, let's jump back into the Spotlight episode. Tracy, do you want to take us kind of in the next, into today's world, how the program is kind of right now and what you're thinking, how things might move in the future, anything along those lines?
Sure. Yeah, obviously, I also want to give a shout out to everyone that established this. I mean, this is definitely like Jess's vision, and, having a district that invests in our professional growth and, having instructional leaders that are totally on board because Jess is beloved by them and the teachers. So having all of that already as like a foundation and kind of just being able to step into it, I feel very grateful. But yeah, so moving forward, I think that all of us have talked a lot about just trying to find entry points to coach everyone. And in elementary, we've kind of developed a schedule to do bite-sized PDs. At secondary, we're getting ourselves into team meetings and faculty meetings. We have our newsletter that is sent out to kind of also find another entry point. We're going to highlight some things from our newsletter on a podcast. I'm going to try and do some Tech Tip Tuesdays every other week to try and just kind of increase everyone's efficiency a little bit. And and obviously I agree with what everyone has been saying. I think the message that you're sending when teachers see coaches with principals is unbelievable, because it's sending that message of a team. Like, this is why we love our coaching team. It reminds you of when you were like in high school and on a soccer team. You're all working towards that common goal of student achievement, and you all have these different roles, and you all really love to do your role the best way you can, but you're all working together. So I'm really excited. As far as then kind of seeing our impact, Kim, you and the coach have totally helped us, especially this week, refine our form and our process for collecting our coaching data. We're going to try and go a little more granular to have a clearer picture of our impact.
And can I just add one thing to that about, where we're moving to? I think, our message last year was like, hey, if you have teachers that, are in need of working towards a higher level, whether they're, on a needs improvement and moving to them to proficient, we've really moved to this direction of like, everyone deserves coaching. And that's really the message we're trying to send out. So like our message from admin to teachers is that everyone deserves coaching and that coaching is for everyone. So the message, that theme there is very different. And I think it just has a different feel for our team. And I think we had the same intention last year, right? It was very genuine that we believe that, but I don't think we spread that same message. So we are, with every faculty that we've met with so far, we've shared that message that everyone deserves coaching. And this is something that we are all lucky to have, and to have that mindset really shifts the work that we do.
And it's amazing how much just you saying that can help shift other people's perception, right? Like just you having that, everyone deserves coaching. We're lucky to have it. Coaching is for everyone. Like, I hope that's on all of your stuff right now. I hope that's on your email newsletter. I hope it's like your tagline on your podcast, because I just feel like I 100% agree with you. And I think there is such an interesting culture in schools about, I'm the adult in the room, so therefore I shouldn't need any help because I'm the one who's helping the younger people in the room kind of perspective is so fascinating to me, when in every other aspect of life, people have coaches. Like literally everywhere else outside of schools, coaching is normal, it's desired, it's appreciated. And so it's just schools where it seems like we have to kind of switch this mindset. And I think that those phrasing, just 3 simple words, everyone deserves coaching, that made my heart very happy. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. This really was a window into the learning experience you'll have inside the Coach Certificate and Mentorship Program and the colleagues you'll be learning with. If you're ready to develop your coaching practice over the next academic year, please join us for the next cohort of The Coach. You'll learn everything you need to be successful as a K-12 instructional coach with an entire academic year of curated coaching content, plus the support of a mentor to adapt your learning to exactly your needs and experience level for the entire program. As one of my clients recently said to me, the thing I appreciate about The Coach is that it's so differentiated. It's so malleable to wherever you are in your coaching practice that you can take it to your next step, which is why it makes it brilliant for anyone in any school at any time. If this sounds like a professional learning experience you want to be part of, join us. Inside our private community, you'll also learn with a global cohort of coaches from schools around the world, so you can see how coaching really works in practice and build your network of coaches. Our global cohorts open only once a year. Get all the details for our next cohort at edurolearning.com/coach. At Eduro Learning, teachers become leaders. Whatever your role in schools, you are so much more than just a teacher. As an educator, you have built an amazing skill set that goes far beyond the classroom, and you deserve professional learning that does more than just tick a box. It's time to end that cycle of one-size-fits-all, barely there, minimum PD, and get professional learning that's customized just for you. Join us for the next cohort of The Coach and see how our community-driven, personalized certificate programs will help you build the confidence you need to embrace your inner leader and make a bigger impact in your school setting. You deserve to be at the heart of your professional learning experiences. Find out more at edurolearning.com/coach. Join our Coach Better Facebook group and connect with us on social media at Eduro Learning for more great resources for instructional coaches. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.